Welcome back to the Finding Sunshine podcast. Today we are continuing with our conversation with G. If you haven't listened to part 1, I highly recommend going back and starting there. But yeah, I hope you enjoy.
I feel so blessed because not only was the Lord there, I have the best support system, the best friends, the best family. And I will say, Kels, before we move on, is the biggest thing for me, and I've not been perfect at it, but it was my goal, was to truly get to a place where I could forgive people who weren't even sorry. And forgive people who, to this day, never apologized to me.
Yeah.
Because unforgiveness can literally, it's like that corny saying, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And I found myself there for probably like 4 or 5 months of this like bitterness and anger and just like I wanted justice to be served is how I felt. Like and when anyone knew, and I'm from a really small town, so like everybody knew naturally. And whenever I would tell people the story, it's almost like I had to tell everyone every detail because I wanted to feel justified in my pain.
Yeah.
And it was like when I got to a point where I realized I'm reliving this over and over and over again. I'm the one that has to go home and sit with this, right? So like, why am I opening this wound time and time and time again? Like, what am I hoping to gain? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think like the biggest thing for me honestly, like I said, probably until last year is when I really feel like I've settled forgiveness in my heart in that specific situation. And it's sometimes that's a daily effort to relinquish that. Lord, I feel angry about what this person did to me. I give it to you, God, and I pray you bless them, right? Because you bless them, you don't curse. But even when I didn't mean it, I said it because I'm like, it's only going to hurt me.
Exactly.
And it doesn't give people, with forgiveness, it doesn't justify their behavior or mean that they should have any access to you just because you forgive them. Like, that's where you get into, like, just setting boundaries and, what that looks like. Reconciliation is different than forgiveness. But for me, in my healing, and again, I sometimes went through periods where I thought I forgave, and then something would trigger me. I thought I forgave, and then something would make me upset. And so I think it's just this, like, and heck, that might happen again at some point, because it's not linear. But that conscious effort, okay, the Lord is walking me through this. Now I have to do my part, and he's asking me to forgive. Yikes. Can I do it?
Right.
And I'm sure we all have our own experiences with forgiveness. But I would say that's the most powerful part. Yes, the Lord physically changed everything in my life, but he has really helped me to forgive. That was a long yap.
I loved it because it's
I don't know how I got there.
It's exactly where we need to be, because forgiveness it's such a hard thing, and unforgiveness only affects you. Like you're holding on, and you just get more bitter and bitter and bitter, and like the other person is off, not even thinking about living their life. And so like once you forgive and you give it to God, the freedom, the release that you feel, it's so good. It's just so hard to get there. But it's like you need that. Like I mean there's therapies that people go to, like to go into things and or things that might happen in your body, like there's so many things you hear about where people are like, I didn't even know I was holding on to something that happened to me when I was 10. And I didn't know I needed to forgive this person for this one random thing that happened to me. But we hold on to so much. And that's why I love walking with Jesus, because you don't have, like, you literally just, you're like, here, I give it to you.
We're actually
help me
not
forgive.
supposed to, which is, that's the whole thing, is it's like, I feel like we joke about this, but it's like truly my heart for telling, like, why I'm always so, like, willing to share my faith with people is that it's not out of like I'm right, you're wrong, I need to win this. It's truly that I would be in a loony bin without the Lord. I just would. It's just what it is. Because apart, it says in the Bible, I am the vine and you are the branches. Abide in me and I'll abide in you. But apart from me, you can bear no good fruit. And so look at the fruit of your life when you aren't walking with the Lord. When I look back at that season, and again, I take full ownership over how I was living at that time. No one made me, no one ball and chained me to go out and drink the way I was drinking and to hang out with the people, being in these places. But realistically, the question becomes, what is the fruit of it? What is the fruit producing? What does unforgiveness, what does the fruit of that look like in your life? Actually, like in your physical body, like you said, it can actually, number one, kill you. Like it absolutely can kill you. Years of unforgiveness stored up in your body. Like even
That's
just
so true.
from years of teaching yoga, like how much we store, especially as women, in our hips, emotional trauma, right? Like your body will respond whether you deal with your pain or not. It has a way of rearing its head at some point. So I think for me, and like I can only speak for me, but my heart, one of the biggest pieces of my faith and why I share this story with people is because literally there's no other way. I mean, I never, and again, I am not perfect, but by the grace of God, I didn't kill anybody. I'm serious. Like there were moments, right, where I was so angry and I wanted to like bust out a window or show up at this person's house and like confront them and just like, make them feel how they made me feel. And then, but truly it was always God that like just gently nudged me and said, I have a better way for you. Right. And so it's just like, and we walk through that even in less dramatic situations. Somebody cuts me off in traffic, something small happens throughout the day. Like, and it doesn't, sometimes my flesh will win, right? But it's always this understanding. Like maybe I cuss, you know what I'm saying? Like if someone cuts me off, but like it's always like how quick am I to also repent, right? And I say repent lightly because I know when people think of repentance, they instantly think of like, that Catholic guilt. I don't talk about that. I'm talking about that, again, that gentle conviction, that nudge from the Holy Spirit saying, I have better for you, right? Produce good fruit by staying close to me.
And real quick, when you say fruit, let's talk about that a little bit. What does that mean? We're not talking about like fruit,
right? Yes. Actually, it's funny you're asking that because I just heard someone explaining fruit on a teaching.
Oh, cool.
I literally forget what they said, but I think of fruit, and you tell me what you think. Fruit as is in like the substance or like the result of your actions, right? So for example, bearing bad fruit would be like hanging out with I don't know, people who steal cars or steal things, right? And do bad things and get involved in that way. What is the bad fruit of that? Okay, well, number one, you're stealing people's items and, I mean, this is a bad example, but do you know what I'm saying?
No, it's a good example.
Get caught up, then you can end up in jail, or you end up, getting into trouble because someone finds out. And it's like this trickle effect that begins to happen when you bear good fruit. Maybe take that same situation, but think of it like hanging out with entrepreneurs, people who have this like growth mindset, and you hang out with them enough, you yourself start to want more for yourself. It kind of goes into like you are who you hang out with, but that fruit, quote unquote, can be really any result you produce in your life based on your actions.
So good. That was perfect.
Does that answer it?
Yeah, well.
I think life as a whole, if we take a step back and look at the hardest thing that we've walked through and just the resilience that you build through walking through that. I mean, you become grateful because you're able to, number one, have empathy for people.
Yes.
Because if you don't touch grass every once in a while, right? Like if you haven't walked through hard things, you become out of touch. And the fact of the matter is, Christian, not Christian, we're all going to walk through hard things. Like no one escapes trials. It's just true.
It's true.
And I think it's how we deal with them, how we produce grit through that. I love using fitness as an example. I mean, I feel like it's just such a good, you talk about your spiritual fitness, the same thing about physical fitness, right? Like we grow, how do we grow our muscles? Through resistance, through tension. So it's in that period of tension where that's really where you're like pushed past that point of like, obviously comfort, right? But you really find out like what you're made of in those moments, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it's up to us sometimes how long we sit in that based on our actions. What are we, again, you speak about fruit, like what road are we traveling? You can go one way or you can go the other way when you're in a hard situation, and how we cope, how we deal with it. And maybe one way is, you know, I know some people, if they go through a bad breakup, for example, they rebound, right? I'm going to just jump into another relationship and take every part of this ick that's on me and just dump it into something else to make me feel better right now.
It's just like putting a Band-Aid on it.
100%. Whereas maybe the road less traveled, or the road that doesn't feel as comfortable is sitting with it and just letting it move through you and understanding you have to feel to heal. Like that's a real thing. And I mean, you use that with any hard thing. You can choose to go, you can choose if someone you love passes away, you can choose to get angry with God, or you can choose to lean on the Lord, right? So there's just, I don't know. I don't even know what the main topic was that I went there, but bearing good fruit.
Yes.
Fruit is not the food.
Yeah, we're not talking about the food.
Got it.
Although we love some good fruit.
Yes.
Next question, which I feel like you might have touched on. Maybe not. But like, is there a reason why you choose to follow God now? And there might not be one reason, but maybe what's one of the reasons that you're like, I'm going to stay on this path?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because it's like this should be such an easy answer, and it kind of like it is, but like there's so much. But to really, I guess, wrap it into a bow is, I mean, the Lord saved me, and there's just been so many instances in my life that I've just literally felt His presence, and no one's needed to convince me of it, that it was there. And if I understand God's character by reading His word, then what He would do for me, He would do for others, right? Like, so I really just want everyone to understand that, like, the Lord doesn't just love us differently. He loves us all the same. We have access to Him always. In fact, He loves that. He loves when we talk to Him. We were created for communication with, fellowship with Him.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it's just like, it's a cheat code, right? Like we were designed to worship Him and to glorify Him. And for me, I think like ultimately He's just my joy. Like everything, I think you have to have a home base, a why. What are we running this race of life for? Like, I do believe that we all have spirits inside, right? And a part of that, we also have our minds, our soul, mind, and emotions. And I think like we innately all have a craving for eternity, because I don't know. I mean, I guess some people probably believe that when you die, that's it. But like, wow, what a, in my opinion, depressing thought. Like, what is all of this for, right? It has to be more. And I think that, just to keep your eyes set on things above, it says in the Bible, right? And it's more than just moralism and being just a good person. But really, I just think that it's running the race well is by keeping your eyes, this is me, fixed on Jesus, because the more we do, the more we become like Him, which is really what being a Christian is. Like, we're never perfect, but because, and this is just going into the gospel, which we could talk about another episode, but because of the blood, right, we have access, free access to the Father, which is just mind-blowing when you think about
Yeah.
how innately bad we are. And I think maybe that's really what I want to say is like, he loves us despite our filth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you know what I mean. But, so really, I guess what was the answer is he's just my joy. He is my joy. And I just I think that gratitude can change your life.
Oh.
And when I just come from this mindset, like I believe everyone has access to God winks. I like to say those like instances of God, like I was saying. And the more you do, it's just like, it becomes like kind of like a game. Like it's just really cool to see. You begin to appreciate the sky different. You begin to appreciate your car different. You begin to appreciate the people in your life differently. Yeah. So it's like, for me, that's just like, that's my why.
That's so beautiful. So the very, very last thing.
Okay.
You have 3 options. A dad joke.
Okay.
A fun fact.
Okay.
Or something fun, or something that just, makes you smile, giggle. It could literally be the world is your oyster.
Why is this the hardest question? Okay, something that brings me joy. Well, this is like, I feel like this is a cheat answer because it's literally what I do, but I truly love fitness. I really love, like, if I could really paint the scene, I love a Saturday morning class. I don't care what it is, really. I mean, I like a class that challenges me, but I love that atmosphere of being in a group class with people, like, who are all committed, right, to encouraging each other and, like, just getting better. I love the idea of, like, doing hard things and, like, challenging myself in that way.
I like that.
I kind of said the last episode, but it's different. It's a different feeling. Going to a class, like feeling that feeling at the end, and then like grabbing a coffee with a girlfriend. That's just like, say less to me. That brings me joy.
Love that.
It does. It really does. I used to get made fun of a lot. Not like actually, but because when I was single and I had more time to do these things, like I would go to like workout classes like Saturday mornings a lot. Like, I just loved, like, I would build my schedule around. It's not, I'm saying like, jokingly,
why would you get made fun of?
Like, when I would still go out and stuff, people would be like, you're gonna wake up early for a class. I'm like, oh my God, that is the priority. And like the fact that I'm here is what's like crazy to me. I just love, I don't know. I love that. Can you share yours?
Oh, girl. So many things make me happy. I'm like the easiest person to please, I feel like. Let me think. Oh, okay, so recently there was this old man.
Sounds sad.
No, he was so sweet.
Okay.
And like, it was just a normal interaction, but like the joy that he had made me want to cry.
Joy.
Yes.
I do love older people too. I know that's like a basic thing to say, but they just hit your heart different.
Yes.
Especially when you see they have joy. Life behind their eyes. Like, what have you lived through? What stories do you have to tell?
He was just so happy. Like, he wasn't striving. He wasn't chasing anything. He wasn't stressed.
Yeah.
He just went about his day casually. He was so happy.
I love that for him.
Yeah.
And it gave you joy.
Yes. Because his smile was just so genuine. I could cry.
Where did you see him?
I don't even remember. I think it was in a park.
Of course. Sounds about right.
Anyway.
I'm
glad you asked that. Because there's like the tiniest thing. Like I saw a ladybug the other day and I said, I was just so happy that
I said yesterday, and I think this has probably been made up by somebody else, but I said gratitude is the attitude.
I like that.
I know.
Because it's true.
Because it's true.
It's the small things in life, y'all.
It's truly the small things.
Just saying. Anyways, I love you.
I love you, sis. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening.
Any last words?
Yeah, I'll say the Bible verse that I accidentally said before Matthew 6:33.
Oh.
Seek first the kingdom of heaven, and all else will be added to you.
Amen.
That's the period to this story.
Mm-hmm.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to know Geena a little bit more, and as always, I've put goodies in the description for you. If you're in Pittsburgh, we would absolutely love to have you join us for all of our in-person events and everything that we've been doing, so definitely get connected. Remember, if he did it for someone else, he'll surely do it for us too. Thanks again for listening. I'm glad you're here as always, and talk to you soon. Have the best day. Say bye. This is Mr. Bensters, by the way. Good boy. Sunshine.